Hey, so I want to rank more of the attractions at the different Orlando parks that we went to earlier this year. On day two, we went to Hollywood Studios, which is kind of funny.
Amazing.
It definitely, in my opinion, it was a big step up from the Animal Kingdom park. Sorry for lovers of AK, but Hollywood Studios, much better in my opinion. And I just think it's funny that the Hollywood Studios is in Orlando. And right with that, let's go ahead and start with a ride I love. Where is it? Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, sorry. I love this ride. When I first went on it in California, I was blown away. I was like a kid in a candy store. It was just all the bright colors, seeing these animations come to life, and just how fun and wild it was being off the track. Oh my gosh. It was so good. I'm gonna put it S tier.
Wait, you say you're a kid in a candy store, but first of all, you're not a kid.
I
And
was
second of
like,
all,
yes.
that wasn't a candy store.
No, but there were bright colors. Anyway, um, what was really fun about the one in Hollywood Studios is they made the theater for this ride, they made the entrance just like Grauman's Chinese Theater, which I have been to many, many times. I've seen all the hand and footprints outside. And before the park opened, this was actually the first ride we went on of the day. And before the park officially opened, we just scoured the ground looking at all the handprints, of the Mickey and Minnie characters, and it was just so fun. All the attention to detail, making the outside and the inside of your wait. Disney is just top tier when it comes to, theming, and just so fantastic. So yeah, that's S tier for me. Alrighty, let's see. So many of these were just good. Okay, I'll get this out of the way. We did not actually do the alien swirling saucers. There were a lot of rides with very long wait times, so we opted not to get to the alien swirling saucers, unfortunately. But it was basically just a little kid ride. It kind of reminded me of the Mater ride in California Adventure. If you've been on that one, it just kind of, the cars kind of do this like figure eight thing. I didn't see exactly what the swirling saucers was, but it felt like a similar kiddie ride, and I was like,
You can't say stuff about something you didn't go on.
I can say that it didn't look like it was worth my time. All right, the Tower of Terror. What was so fascinating about this is, we had this in the California Adventure Park. They changed it to be Guardians of the Galaxy, which, I have mixed feelings on. On one hand, I do kind of think the ride is better. They made it more, they made the Guardians ride a little more random than I remembered it being. It used to be very set. You go up to level two, you watch part of the video, you drop, you go all the way up, you drop, you do it one more time, and then you drop. It was very, you know, ordered and structured. But the Guardians of the Galaxy one, they randomized it more and you drop more. So much fun. So I do appreciate that change. And of course, I love the Guardians theme in California. However, I really miss the eerie, creepy vibe of the Tower of Terror, and I really especially missed the so many of the workers back in the day, they would get really into their characters and they'd be like creepily waiting right outside as the elevator doors opened and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, the theming was so good. And I feel like I kind of missed that here in Orlando too. I'm like, you have the themes, you have the costumes, but the acting of those people there, it was not Hollywood in my opinion. Anyway, that aside, this was also fascinating because
It moves you forward.
you go off the track. I mean, you're on a track, but it takes you forward out of the elevator shaft and you go through the intro of the Twilight Zone episodes, which I have seen in the past. James is kind of starting to watch some of the nicer, less scary ones.
And like you see the door and the eye and the math equations and all kinds of
Yeah.
cool stuff.
It's so neat how you travel through the intro with the Twilight Zone theme song and then you get on the track. But because you have to be elevated a level or two in order to go off the track and then you're put on into a new elevator shaft and go up, it lessens the amount of drop, which, for people who don't like the dropping sensation, I guess that's maybe a win for you. But for those of us who like a little bit of thrill, not that I'm a huge thrill seeker, but
I am.
it was less of a drop, so it was a little less exciting than how the California one was. Still, it's it's so dear and near and dear to my heart, so I have to rate it high. Definitely glad that I went on it, that I didn't skip over it just because I've been on it in California. Okay,
Same.
Muppet Vision 3D. We didn't have this. If I recall, I'm gonna say that this is, um, we didn't see a 3D movie there, but we did see The Little Mermaid. So I'm gonna call this one The Little Mermaid Show, which, in my opinion, pretty stellar. You know what? I just realized we didn't talk about the shows at Animal Kingdom. They didn't have the shows listed as attractions. That's a bummer. The shows are important. So I'm going to call that the Little Mermaid show. I thought it was phenomenal. It was so neat how they had, live actors for the main characters for Ariel, I believe Eric and Ursula, but some of the stuff was done with puppetry and some of the stuff was done on screens, and just the way that they were able to blend all this different media together, top notch. It was so fun. Okay, let's go ahead and do Slinky Dog Dash. This was another one we weren't sure if we were going to get to go on it because the wait was over 2 hours for pretty much the whole day. And when we looked at the ride, we're like, oh, it looks kind of like a kiddie coaster, like bigger than like a baby roller coaster, but a little bit like the Incredicoaster. And so we're like, oh, I don't know, maybe we just won't get to it. However, at the end of the night, we slipped in line right when the park was closing and we were able to go on it. And I am so glad we did. This one was super fun. Like, I'm almost tempted to put it up to an A because it was just fun.
You should, because
Maybe I will.
you put everything in A. In
Everything's
the last one.
so good.
Yes, but even the stuff that wasn't good, you
All
put
right.
in
Shush.
B.
This
or
is
C.
my ranking video. You do your own. Okay, Slinky Dog Dash. I think I'll put it in B because it's not like a spectacular ride, but it was really fun because they use magnets to accelerate you. So it really does give you a little bit of that slinky feeling where you're going and it's almost like it slows down and stretches and then it pushes you, like the end of the slinky's coming up to snap you and push you forward. It was really fun. So like the way that they're able to get that slinky feeling is just super cool. Top tier, amazing. All right. Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy? Did we do that? You know, we must have. Yeah, this is the one that's kind of like this is at California Adventure too. We went on it. This one's really fun. I'm gonna put it in B tier. I think it's just hard with some of these rides when you wait for so long and then you're like, oh, the ride was like 9 seconds. So not that this was 9 seconds. It's a decent ride, but just I think we did single rider to be able to go on it, and it's a fun one. It really is. But there are other rides that are better. Toy Story Mania. I think we skipped that one. Did we? I think we skipped that one because we have it in California Adventure, the one where you shoot things. So we skipped that one because of time, if I recall. Let's see. I don't know what Walt Disney Presents. I think.
Oh, we saw a little bit of it.
What?
Of Walt Disney Presents.
I don't remember what that is.
I think it's like you see.
Was it a live show?
No, I don't think it was a show. It was like a projection on.
Oh, a projection show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah. They projected it on the. What building did they project it on?
Like
I don't remember.
Tower or something?
Anyway, All right, moving on. We've got Star Tours. Star Tours is fun. It kind of gives me a bit of a headache, but I do love it. Um,
You and Jessica.
what do you think? Should I B or C? I don't remember. I
B.
yeah, I love Star Tours. It's classic.
If you're gonna put,
Smuggler's Run. What? These are good rides. They're not like Dinosaur.
I know, but you put like,
You want me to separate these more? All right.
no, I just feel like
Like everything's in one category. There,
no,
I spread it out more.
no. The last one you did, you were favoring everything so much there wasn't even one in D.
There's not going to be one in D here either. Nothing was as bad as Dinosaur. I can't put anything in the same category as that. All right. I don't know. Um, okay, moving on. We have the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. This show, do not miss. Do not miss. It was so good. Someone playing Indiana Jones, he literally drops from the ceiling with a rope. It's like so cool, and these javelins pop out, and they do the whole fight scene in front of the plane, and they talk about how they do these stunts and make everything safe, and it is so cool. Seriously, there's fire. It's awesome. Don't
There's
miss out.
even an explosion.
Even an explosion. All right. And we have Rise of the Resistance, which of course I love. It was basically the same as the California one. I think there was just very slight changes, but pretty much the same. And Stellar Ride, of course, just like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Fantastic. And then the last one, Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. This one was super fun. I have to put it S tier. It's kind of like it reminded me of Mountain, Space Mountain, but there's a loop in there, and because it's so dark and you've got like the music just blaring in your ears, it kind of disorients you and you're like, oh, I have no idea if I'm still upside down. Are we still doing this loop? The ride itself was so short. It was like 30 seconds, it felt like, but it was so fun. I just wish it were, 10 times as long. Anyway, we loved Hollywood, um, the Hollywood Studio Park. I liked it better than Animal Kingdom. And anyway, we're going to keep on ranking the other parks we went to and how fun those rides and activities were. So, see you next time. Bye.